Evacuate now is the warning that we are receiving right now. The United States issuing this out. Take a look. The U.S. State Department urges citizens to leave Lebanon while commercial flights remain available. They are saying evacuate because they believe that we are on the brink of all-out war. Take a look at this other article that has just recently come out that says Hezbollah fires heavy barrage on Israel. U.S. urges citizens to leave Lebanon immediately. Israel is preparing for war following Hezbollah pager and radio device explosions, as well as assassinations of senior members of the terrorist organization. And I had shared with you earlier that they have been wiping out leaders across the board. There is the ranks of all of the different Hezbollah leaders, and we're hearing that they are wiping them out left and right. And here are the photos I showed to you earlier, just a couple hours ago, when I had confirmed that these were actual photos of the night sky in Lebanon. Now it's coming out across news reports, confirming, and also that explosion that we had seen, where I had showed you that cloud of fire that had come out, and we had seen that burst of wave. Also confirmed that was in fact an explosion, a detonation that did take place in Lebanon. The skies are lit up red right now. And as I mentioned, the United States, they are saying leave if you are in the area. They believe war is about to erupt. 4 hours ago coming out, and this is the 22nd over in Israel and Lebanon. It is still the 21st here in the United States. The U.S. fears war in Lebanon, but hopes Israeli attacks push Hezbollah to a deal. They are saying right now in the United States that Hezbollah is being pounded so aggressively by Israel that they are hoping that this will just push them into a place of submission, because they are being absolutely destroyed right now as we speak. And like I said, the warnings coming out right now, the United States is warning, urging all citizens, leave, get on a commercial flight while you can, evacuate now while you still can, because they believe that we are on the verge of all-out war here. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing with you the latest coming out on this, and it is already tomorrow over in Lebanon and in Israel, September the 22nd, 2024, but right now I'm going to be sharing with you the latest coming out here in the United States, as it is still September the 21st, Saturday, and I'm going to share with you the live update feed so you can see exactly what is going on. As I shared with you a couple hours ago that they said war is starting, it is erupting. They believe that there was fear of potential war coming, and now they're saying it is just escalating even further. The attacks going throughout the night, and they are saying, the United States is saying, get out now. So if you know anybody that is in the Middle East right now that is a U.S. citizen, we're also hearing Jordan is saying this to their citizens. They're saying it is escalating. It looks like the option is going to be war. I could only imagine there's a couple of options that would unfold here. Things are going to be escalating into all-out war and conflict. A lot of people concerned that this could be World War III, global conflict, not just local area, regional conflict. Or the other option is, as I mentioned, they could be hopefully pounding Hezbollah into submission, totally just annihilating them to the point where they can no longer sustain, and they will succumb, embarrassment, and just have to fold, which is a possibility. That's what the United States right now is saying, is that they will hope that they will just say, okay, let's work out a deal. And then the other option is to just try to hold out. Maybe see if they can get some additional backing from Iran and other nations. But we will see, because right now they have been absolutely just destroyed over the past week or so with the pager attacks, the walkie-talkie attacks, specifically hitting all of these members, high-ranking leaders of Hezbollah, seeing them being absolutely torn apart with these detonating pagers, losing limbs and fingers and hands, some losing their lives, their eyes, their genitals being just decimated. And now we're hearing they've lost communications, and they're actually in a place of psychological fear. They're afraid to use their devices. They were planning a retaliatory attack, Israel hitting them ahead of time, and we're hearing one by one today they've been wiping out these leaders. So Hezbollah falling apart right now, as Israel is just attacking them incredibly, you guys. So like I said, I'm going to be sharing with you the latest. Now do me a favor. I see we've got about 1,700 people with me live. I'm going to dive into the live updates for you so you can see what's going on. Take a second, hit that like button if you appreciate the updates. I see we got about 480 likes. If I can get some more likes, half the room, hit the like button. If you appreciate the updates, helps spread this out further so more people can see the latest that is going on. Right now it's about 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time in the United States as we are hearing that this is unfolding in the Middle East. I'm going to make sure that I get you the latest information so you know exactly what is taking place. Also, to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? Hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. I'll keep you up to speed on everything. And also, as I mentioned, these articles, I cite them in the description so that way you can check them out. Try to hold myself accountable to my community. And if somebody asked on the last live stream, Steve, why should I trust what you're reporting? How do I know this isn't real? I do my best to provide you all the sources, put it on the screen, read right from it so you can see it's the latest. But I always say when they say, should we trust you? I say, don't trust me, don't trust anybody. Always do your own research and due diligence. And I'm just providing you with what it is that I'm finding. This is linked in the description below and also on the screen so you can see it for yourself. And again, if you appreciate that, do me a quick favor, hit that like button, subscribe to stay up to date. Articles linked down below along with additional resources. So a lot of people right now are telling me they want to be prepared for anything. If we have all-out war or conflict on U.S. soil, I have links to various items that you might want to have on hand as well. Check that out. And also, if communications go down, don't forget www.steveramnews.com. Join the newsletter to stay connected off of social media platforms as well. But let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up on the latest to the live feed so you can see exactly what is taking place right now. As this article says, the U.S. State Department urges citizens to leave Lebanon while commercial flights remain available at this time. U.S. State Department has urged Americans in Lebanon to leave the country while commercial options remain available as the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah flares. Due to the unpredictable nature of the ongoing conflict between Hezbollah and Israel and recent explosions throughout Lebanon, including Beirut, the U.S. Embassy urges citizens to depart Lebanon while commercial options still remain available, the State Department says in an updated advisory. Now, at this time, commercial flights are available, but at reduced capacity. If the security situation worsens, commercial options to depart may become unavailable, the state added. Now, in a late January, in late July, the U.S. raised its travel advisory for Lebanon to its highest do not travel classification after Israel assassinated a top Hezbollah commander in a strike on southern Beirut. Yesterday, Israel struck southern Beirut again, this time assassinating the head of Hezbollah's elite Radwan force and several other commanders as well. And we're hearing that entire branch of the Radwan force, almost all of them, if not all of them, have been eliminated. The U.S. State Department reiterates that Americans should immediately leave southern Lebanon as well as areas near the Syrian border and refugee settlements as well. They're saying get out now while you can. Now, in addition to that, let's take a look at this article that has come out here. This one says Hezbollah fires heavy barrage on Israel. U.S. urges citizens to leave Lebanon immediately. Israel is preparing for war following Hezbollah pager and radio device explosions, as well as the assassination of senior members of the terrorist organization. And again, this just coming out a little while ago. And there are the pictures of the night sky of Lebanon. You can see it was just absolutely incredible what was unfolding tonight in Lebanon. Tensions in Israel reach a new peak as Israel is bracing for a Hezbollah response following the pager and radio device explosions attributed to Israel, the assassination of senior members of Hezbollah's Radwan force and its commander Ibrahim Akil, and continuous IDF strikes in Lebanon. The United States, closely monitoring the situation on Israel's northern border, issued an urgent notice to citizens in Lebanon urging them to leave the country immediately while commercial flights are still available. The U.S. has raised its travel advisory for Lebanon to level 4, citing the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hezbollah across Lebanon, including Beirut. Those in southern Lebanon, near the Syrian border, are specifically advised to leave the area immediately. Prior to this announcement, the U.S. had only requested its citizens to evacuate the southern Lebanon area. Now they are saying it is time to officially leave. And again, I was sharing with you these photos, confirmed the explosions, the photos from earlier. These are actually taking place. This is the night sky of Lebanon. Now, starting at 1 a.m. local time, a heavy barrage of rockets was fired at northern Israeli communities. Al-Manar Network reported that very heavy rockets were launched at Israel sites in the north. Numerous alarms were heard across many communities in Galilee's region, and I've heard reports that, yes, they are hearing the alarms, the sirens, all throughout various cities. Explosions were also heard in Haif. Hezbollah expanded its range of fire, launching rockets towards Yokneam and Afula. Residents of Hafgalil and Nazareth, and I'm sorry, I know I'm mispronouncing these, and the surrounding areas reported multiple intercepts. In Nazareth, a fire broke out due to falling debris, with 4 intercepts counted over the city skies. And there you can see them, and the Iron Dome busy tonight. Earlier, Israeli Air Force fighter jets directed by military intelligence Amman and the IDF Northern Command attacked around 290 targets, including rocket launchers, thousands of platforms and other terrorist military infrastructures in various regions of southern Lebanon. So it is happening right now, you guys. It is going down in Lebanon and Israel, and the United States saying they hope that this will push Lebanon to some sort of an agreement. They said because the United States has been pushing for a diplomatic agreement, some sort of means of peace, releasing the hostages, and it is just not working. And Israel is saying the United States just does not understand this is not going to work, and that they are going to push forward because there is no diplomatic solution, they are saying, with these terrorist groups, Hezbollah. So let me share with you, though, what is coming out here from the United States. And do me a favor, I see we've got 2,082 people live with me. 2,201 people live with me. Please hit the like button. 7 more likes. We'll literally have 1,000 likes if you appreciate the updates. Helps spread this out further so more people can get the latest information. Now, let's take a look at this here. The United States fears war in Lebanon, but hopes Israeli attacks push Hezbollah to a deal. Now, U.S. officials say the Biden administration is extremely concerned about the risk of an all-out war between Israel and Lebanon. Now, we've been hearing these warnings for a while now, but the United States continually saying they believe there is a diplomatic solution. They are pushing for them to come to an agreement, some way to release the hostages, do a ceasefire. Now the United States coming out and saying, no, evacuate the area. We believe we are on the verge of all-out war with Israel and Lebanon, but hopes to use growing Israeli military pressure on Hezbollah to get a diplomatic deal to return civilians to their homes on both sides of the Israeli-Lebanon borders. The United States hoping that maybe this will push Hezbollah to realize that they need to come to a deal. Israel and the U.S. are both looking for ways to decouple Hezbollah from Hamas. Despite months of diplomatic efforts by the Biden administration, Hezbollah hasn't agreed to any deal that would stop the current fighting with Israel before there is a ceasefire in Gaza. Now, on Saturday, concerns of war continued to grow as the Israeli Defense Forces, or IDF, claimed Hezbollah was preparing an imminent retaliation to the series of Israeli attacks in Lebanon last week. Now, an Israeli airstrike in Beirut on Friday ended the life of Hezbollah's top military commander, Ibrahim Akil, and at least 15 other senior commanders, including those in charge of the elite Radwan force, according to both the IDF and Hezbollah. The Lebanese Ministry of Health said 37 people lost their lives in an airstrike in Beirut suburbs, including 3 children and 7 women. The airstrike came after Israeli intelligence services remotely detonated pagers and walkie-talkies in attacks earlier in the week that ended the lives of dozens of people, including at least 2 children, and wounded thousands more. Many were members of Hezbollah's military unit and institutions. Hezbollah leaders Hassan Nasrallah called the attacks an unprecedented and historic blow. Israeli fighter jets conducted numerous airstrikes on Saturday, including against Hezbollah's medium-range rockets that the IDF claimed the militia was planning to launch imminently. The IDF spokesperson Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari said 400 rocket launchers with thousands of launching barrels were attacked. Hagari said Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant signed an order designating all areas from Hafif to the border with Lebanon under emergency ahead of the possibility of attacks by Hezbollah. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan on Saturday today said there is a real and acute danger of an all-out war between Israel and Lebanon, and that the U.S. is working on preventing that from happening. And you guys, we've been hearing them for quite some time vocalizing, no, we believe there's a diplomatic solution. We're not going to war. We're going to resolve this. Biden saying, I'm confident we're going to be able to de-escalate things. That has changed now. As of today, they are saying evacuate the area. There is a real acute danger of all-out war happening right now. Lebanese acting Prime Minister Najib Mikati announced on Saturday that he is canceling his trip to the UN General Assembly in New York next week due to the tense situation. Israeli officials said their increasing attacks against Hezbollah are not intended to lead to war, but are an attempt to reach de-escalation through escalation. The officials said that Israel believes that putting more pressure on Hezbollah could put the militia to agree to a diplomatic deal that would return citizens to northern Israel and southern Lebanon, irrespective of the deadlocked negotiations to establish a ceasefire in Gaza. U.S. officials told Axios that they recognize Israel's rationale and agree with it, but stress this is an extremely difficult calibration that could easily go out of control and lead to an all-out war. Sullivan, U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, and Biden advisors Brett McGurk and Amos Hochstein held several calls with their Israeli counterparts on Friday and Saturday today, you guys. So things are absolutely just intensifying like we have not seen, and it looks like we're on the verge of all-out war. Now, let me know your thoughts. Are we about to go to war? Are we about to enter into World War III? People are saying that that is the direction that we are going. If you believe so, put a 3 in the comments for World War III. I actually see people putting WW3 in the comments right now, but go ahead and put a 3 if you think that we are about to enter into war. Now, if you think that we're going to be able to avoid it and that it is not imminent, put a 4 in the comments. I'd be curious to see if people think that there is still a way out. Maybe the 4 stands for, hey, Israel has just absolutely obliterated and destroyed Lebanon to the point where they're not going to go to war. They're just going to have to bow out. If you think that that might be the case, put a 4, because that's what the United States right now is hoping for. But a lot of what the U.S. has been saying right now, the current administration's defense secretaries, what they've been saying has just been totally wrong, saying that we believe that we're on the verge of peace. They've been saying this for over and over and over, and all we have been seeing are things escalate. We've been hearing Israel saying we are not backing down. We are sick of being harassed by these terrorist groups. We are going to eradicate the threat, and we are not going to stop until we do so. And it looks like they are about to do that to Hezbollah. Well, they've already wiped out so many of their command leaders. Absolutely incredible. It's unprecedented what we are seeing. I'm seeing reports saying that this is the first time we've seen terrorist groups being terrorized by a nation. They are being hunted down and destroyed by Israel right now, wiping them out. As a matter of fact, I saw one that said that there was an individual, I can't remember the specific person's name, but there was one that was responsible for an attack on U.S. citizens back when Reagan was president. And now today that individual has been eliminated by Israel. Israel making good on revenge for the United States, wiping out these groups that have caused terror around the world. Absolutely incredible what is unfolding. It is, we are seeing cyber attacks, unprecedented, like we've never seen, attacks, responses, that is just wiping out this terrorist group. Israel just destroying Hezbollah. So, yeah, and they are saying that all-out war could be coming here if Hezbollah can regroup, maybe get the support and backing with Lebanon and Iran. It could go into all-out war. But we will see, you guys, because things, without a doubt, are escalating and fast. I see somebody saying that this stuff is getting unnerving, Steve. Listen, I always say here on the channel, don't be scared, be prepared. We cannot stick our heads in the sand and pretend like this stuff is not happening. You are going to see this tomorrow morning. All the reports, all the video footage, all of the photos of what is taking place, the devastation that's unfolding. We cannot stick our heads in the sand and pretend like it's not unfolding, but we can go ahead and be aware of what's taking place and be prepared. Don't be scared. So like I said, though, I will keep you up to speed on everything so that way you know exactly what is going on. And if you appreciate that, do me a favor. I see we've got 2,558 people with me live in the room. Take a second, hit that like button. 30 more likes gets us to 1,500. This just helps spread this out further so more people can get the latest information as to what's going on. And this is very important because the United States is right in the middle of this. Make no mistake that if Israel goes to war, the United States has vowed its allegiance. We will be right there, right beside them. So this is definitely going to have an impact on the U.S. Directly as well. So we're going to see what is going to be happening here. I will let you know. I think that it's pretty much going to be Hezbollah either stalling for time, folding, or the more likely option, they double down with the backing of Iran and we go into a bigger, wider conflict. Some saying regional, some saying even World War III. But like I said, we will see, and we've got this also while we have all of this stuff going on with Putin and Russia, with Ukraine, and we've heard that NATO giving essentially the green light, the go-ahead to go ahead and what Russia said would be permission, the approval to start World War III and to have nuclear attacks. Use of nuclear weapons, maybe tactical nuclear weapons, so that way they can go ahead and just start escalating things. And they're saying, like Israel is doing, escalate to de-escalate the situation and to put an end, a stop to the war. Now that also, while we have China, Taiwan, all of these issues going on, and don't forget, in less than 50 days, we've got elections coming up as well. Now, do me a favor. If you think that Donald Trump will be doing a better job at handling this situation, put a 45 in the comments. If you think no, Kamala Harris would do a better job, put a 47. But very soon, we're going to be seeing what is unfolding here with the new administration that's going to be coming in. And we're going to see how things switch up. And I've heard a lot of people say, though, that it potentially might not. If we're going to be in the middle of a major world war, that there might not be elections. We will see. NTX, WX, and Recovery, thank you for the $2 super chat. What about Taiwan? Oh man, Taiwan, we are hearing there is going to be war here very soon. China has actually been strategically planning and positioning for the past 5 years, compromising U.S. infrastructure systems to do a coordinated cyber attack that will take down our critical infrastructure systems. Now, why are they doing this? They said because they are planning to do an attack against Taiwan, and when that unfolds, they know that the United States is allies with Taiwan, and they're letting us know right now that if a conflict arises in the Pacific between China and Taiwan and the United States tries to intervene, China will activate all of these cyber attacks simultaneously to disrupt water systems, transportation, communications, ports, various things across the board, electrical grids, to wreak havoc on the United States. So they are warning us now, if you get involved in the conflict that we are about to cause, you will be hit, and we have already compromised your systems. So a lot of people not realizing that China is very strategic here. They are playing chess. They have been setting up the board for 5 years now, preparing for attacks on Taiwan. So that is in the backdrop of Taiwan. All the stuff you see coming out right now with the FBI and the warnings from Trump and all this, they know what China is doing and what China is preparing. The issue is trying to stop China, because for every cybersecurity defense individual that the FBI has trying to take care of the United States and the CISA, China has literally 50 cyber attackers that are constantly every day trying to infiltrate various U.S. systems. So outnumbered 50 to 1. Mad Max, thank you for the $10 super chat. Just found your channel tonight and I am hooked. Great work, mate. Thank you so much for that, Matt. I appreciate the kind words. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I will keep you up to speed on everything. And like I said, Mad Max or anybody that's hopping on a little bit later, I see we got 2,800 people on with me. All of these articles as well, I try to hold myself accountable to the community, are linked in the description below. I cite everything like a book report so you can read exactly what it is that I'm reading and see it for yourself. Try to do my due diligence to make sure that this is exactly the latest news coming out that you can get. Dan Ludwicks, thank you for the $10 super chat. Says, love you guys. So at first, I didn't like this channel, but I do now, and I am worried about this S. And I'm so worried about S. Hey, well, Dan, I'm not... Well, thank you for the $10 super chat, first of all. Second of all, I'm sorry that my first impression was not impressing you, but I'm glad to see that you stuck around and I started to grow on you here on the channel. But also wanted to say, do not worry. We do not want to live in fear, but we do want to be aware of what's going on. And I always think, what is it that I'm afraid of? What are the things that are keeping me up at night that I'm concerned about? And then I think, okay, this is my fear. Let's address it. Now let's address the fear and what it is that I can do to prevent it to coming to fruition. Let's not run from our fears. Let's say, this is the thing I'm afraid of. What can I do to make sure that this doesn't happen? So, you know, I know a lot of people on the channel have been letting me know, and I've been doing this myself, and things is stocking up on supplies, making sure that you're prepped, you're ready. And I feel like there's like a negative connotation around the word prepper. I like to call it a resourcer. You can call it a prepper, you can call it a resourcer, but having things ready, and why not? Let's just say that you stock up on food, water, medications, all of these different things. Worst case scenario, nothing happens and you've got extra stuff, extra resources that you can just pull from for your family for a while. You don't got to buy groceries. You can kind of dip into these non-perishable items, kind of make sure that you have those available. In my opinion, that is probably a good thing to do. And just have a plan. Have paper maps ready in case electronic things go down. Let me ask you right now, if your cell phone went down, would you be able to navigate your way out of your city without your cell phone, without your Google Maps? If not, you need to get paper maps. That's linked down below. I've got an Amazon link so that way you can go ahead and get a paper map for your city. If you can navigate out of your city without your cell phone and you can, avoid getting stuck in freeway traffic and who knows what, put a 1. If you think that you can do it, you can navigate out of your city. You can navigate around. I know here in Houston, I'd probably get stuck in traffic. I need to have paper maps ready to make sure that I can do sideway roads and stuff. If you think you need a paper map, put a 2. If you think you don't, put a 1. Be curious to see. I'm just being honest. I need paper maps, so I've got some ready. Also, I see people putting the walkie-talkies. I see people putting various things. People are putting 1s. Okay, I do see another 2 there. I see somebody else putting nope, they can't do it. I guess it depends. Houston is a massive city. Maybe if you're in a smaller city, it's not too bad. But I know if I was trying to get around, I mean, even if my phone loses signal, like when we had the hurricanes, I could not use my phone. I was just doing my best to remember how to get around and do the routes. Various roads were cut off because they were flooded. So I think that's a good idea. Well, I see a vast majority of people saying they feel pretty confident without the paper maps, but that's just one thing. Flashlights, candles, just make sure that you're ready. Say, hey, what is it that I'm concerned of? What is my biggest fear? What is the worst thing that could happen? Actually sit down and think about this. Think worst case scenario and then say, hey, how can I make sure that this does not happen? How can I make sure that I can take care of myself and my family? Because like I said, you guys, it appears that we are going that route. Again, for those of you hopping on a little bit later, I see we've almost got 3,000 people live with me in the room. The live updates coming out tonight, September the 21st, 2024, is that the U.S. State Department is urging citizens to leave, evacuate now, Lebanon, while commercial flights remain available. They are saying Hezbollah fires heavy barrage on Israel. Israel is just absolutely devastating Lebanon and Hezbollah right now. U.S. is urging citizens leave Lebanon immediately. Israel is preparing for war following Hezbollah pager and radio device explosions, as well as assassinations of senior members of the terrorist organization. We're hearing they have wiped them out. And also, as I mentioned earlier, the United States has been pushing for diplomacy, some sort of agreement to stop. But they're saying, well, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But even though the United States is afraid we could be entering into war, they're hopeful that Israel will just be absolutely devastating Hezbollah so much that Hezbollah will just say, okay, we need to reach an agreement, a deal, because we have lost. That is currently where things are at, you guys. So it's definitely intense right now. It's not slowing down. It is ramping up as we speak. And I shared with you the video footage, the photos of everything. I'll share those with you again really quick so you can see those. We confirmed that these photos were the actual ones. This is what the night sky of Lebanon looks like tonight, with all of the missiles, all of the bombs, the barrage of attacks that have been unfolding. Hezbollah also firing back at Israel as well. But you guys, Lebanon, the skies are lit red. Absolutely amazing what is unfolding. Unprecedented. We're hearing a lot of things that we have never seen before. The tensions are increasing and rising, and they're saying all-out war could be coming here very soon. But like I said, I will keep you guys up to date on everything so you know exactly what is taking place, because it looks like we are going this direction. And I saw all those threes pouring in of people saying we're going to world war. We're going to all-out conflict in the region. And I did see some of those fours where people were saying, no, we don't think we're going to war because we think Israel has just crushed Hezbollah so hard, they're just going to fold. But we will see, you guys. I will keep you up to date on everything. I see Joel saying level Palestine. I see Joseph saying no war, just a nothing burger. So we will see. It's going to go one of I think three ways. But we will see what happens. Like I said, I'll keep you up to date. Now, do me a favor. We've got 3,041 people with me live on the news that's breaking right now. Do me a favor, hit that like button if you appreciate the updates. 30 more likes. We'll have 2,100 likes while live. It just helps out the channel a ton. I appreciate it. Takes a second. I see somebody asking about the sleeper cells in the United States waking up. Yeah, that is another thing as well. A lot of concerns about attacks here on U.S. soil. And we've heard that there, as I mentioned, the cyber attacks from China. We've heard that Iran could have various terrorist groups that have sleeper cells here in the U.S. If you missed my videos on it, check it out on my channel. If you go to the video and to the live section there, just click the most popular. Those videos, people, I actually have lists from the FBI where the sleeper cells are in the United States, where they're tracking them and watching them. And also, you guys, if you missed it, we recently saw one of those stopped that was trying to do a hit on Donald Trump. There's an individual that came from, I think it was Pakistan, that was associated with one of those groups. He was here in Canada, came down to Houston, Texas, here in my neck of the woods, and then flew to New York to meet up with hitmen that he was going to be paying. And he had a connection, a person that he was working with. Well, turns out all the people he were working with were a part of the FBI, and they busted him and arrested him. But he was planning a coordinated attack against Donald Trump, and they were all setting it up in New York. But we're hearing that not just that, there are other groups in various cities around the United States that are planning attacks, the sleeper cells. And I will keep you guys up to date on that. But again, I've got some extensive information on every single city that we've heard that they are watching. And these are just the ones that they know about, you guys. So check that out as well. It's on my video or my live section. Just type in the most popular videos and you should see it pop up. I go through the whole list. I even made a map in one of the videos so that way people could get all the information on what's coming out. But you guys, that is the latest. I will continue to keep you up to date on everything. Hit that like button if you haven't done so. Subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Thank you for all the kind words, the support, the super chats. I appreciate it. I see people that have the stars next to the name that have hit the join button, become members of the community. Thank you so much for that. And you guys have a blessed night. I'll keep you up to date, and I will catch you in the